Okay, so I'm here with my grandma, B. Is that kind of what everybody calls you? Is B? Or do they?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, do people call you B?
No.
Just
It's
Beulah?
always Beulah or grandma or mom, whichever
Okay,
one the case might be.
okay. Okay, so I'm here with my grandma, and we're going to ask some more questions. And this is a couple questions that Danielle,
Sure.
and then you can. What school did you go to? Do you know the name?
I went to the Port Orford High School, grade school. My whole school year was spent in the Port Orford High School. Port
So,
Orford School, okay.
was it all one school, like kindergarten through high school?
No,
No.
they didn't have
Oh.
kindergarten back then.
Oh,
It was just the first to the eighth, and then
Okay.
freshman to senior.
okay.
Two separate buildings.
And it was called Port Orford.
It's Port Orford High.
Hi. And did Grandpa go to school there too?
Yes, he went to the same elementary school that I went to. A few years difference, of course. But,
Okay, not the high school though, or
no, he didn't go to high school.
oh, he didn't go to high school at
He
all.
had to quit working when he was about in the fifth grade, that is, and help with the family income
Oh, so he only went to
by
school.
cutting wood and
Okay.
things like that.
What year? Do you remember what year you graduated? Like, how old were you? And
What year? What?
that you graduated from
Uh,
high school?
45, 44 or 45.
Okay. How old?
When I graduated from high school, I was 16.
Okay.
I took high school in 3 years.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and can you talk about? You talked about your parents a little bit already.
A little bit.
So I don't know what specific question, but to do with maybe traditions, which I think you kind of talked about.
Tradition. Well, we didn't have much tradition. We had Christmas and Thanksgiving. That was always a given. Might not have been very much at them, but we had them.
Okay.
And I don't have no idea. I can't think of any traditions that we had.
Okay, other than that.
We were just an average poor family.
Okay. So your mom did like at home stuff, work. She didn't
work out, no.
Okay, and your dad worked out.
Yes, he worked out.
Side of the home, but doing different things.
When we first moved to when we came from Wyoming, then he was next door neighbor, had a farm and a sheep ranch and everything like that, and he worked for him a lot.
Oh, okay.
Our next door neighbor.
Okay. So Wyoming is where they lived.
Yes.
When you were.
I was born in Wyoming.
Okay.
I might have mentioned before. I don't remember. I was born in a tent on an Indian reservation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think you said that before.
Uh,
Is Wyoming? Oh, anyway, is that where they met?
No, they met in Kansas.
Oh, okay.
Mom was a member of a 10. She had 9 brothers and sisters. They were Kansas farmers.
Okay. Then together they moved to Wyoming.
They met in Wyoming.
Or met in Wyoming.
My dad he wasn't a bum because he worked for his living, but he was a hobo, they called him. He was never settled in any one place. He didn't want to settle down. He wasn't ready to settle down.
Okay, like to explore. And do you remember your grandparents?
I never did ever see my father's parents. I saw pictures of them.
Right.
But my grandparents, they came out to visit us once. That was quite a trip from Kansas to Oregon back in those days. And then my grandmother and one of my aunts came out another time after my grandfather had passed away. So I only saw my grandmother twice and my grandpa once.
Okay.
So.
And
I couldn't figure out why Mom was crying when they left.
Oh.
A kid. I didn't.
It's because
they were just some people I didn't know.
Oh, right. She didn't get to see them very often. Okay, so you don't. That's about all you know of them. 2 visits isn't very much, so yeah.
That's all I knew of my grandparents.
Okay. Do you know where they were from? born? Or?
Yeah, my grandparents were from Kansas.
Okay. Okay.
And
Then, of course, your dad's
my dad was from
parents
Denmark.
are from Denmark. Okay.